Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, great for recovering alcoholic addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means, share it with somebody who might get something out of it. Other than that, you guys know what the deal is, right? It's Friday, first of all, so today was the end of an era. It's the end. It was the last meeting for my gratitude group at the old location, the Harvard Epworth Church. Starting Monday, we are going to our new church, which is down for anybody in the area looking for the meeting. It is down beside Pinocchio's Pizza in Harvard Square, and we're very much looking forward to it. It's going to be it's a bigger area, better heat and cooling, and we're allowed to fellowship there. The problem with the church we're at right now is there's a school underneath, and they're very, very strict, which we understand. But because they're concerned with anybody that might come in, they're very hard on us about, not talking in the hallway, got to get in, out, and it doesn't allow for a lot of fellowshipping. And often I like to stick around and talk to the newcomers and get to know them, and this is going to provide us with an opportunity to do a lot more, so we're very excited about that. So anybody part of the group, don't forget, we've been announcing it constantly, I think everybody knows, but spread the word, and we're going to look forward to our new location. And I'm looking forward to being given the opportunity to chair the Friday meeting. I don't know if it's going to happen in the beginning of September or if we're going to wait till October. With the new move, we may not want to disrupt everything and leave everything in place. But we'll see. Either way, I'm absolutely looking forward to the new location, and I'm thrilled to be given the opportunity. Something I never ever considered. I think I'd ever be chairing an AA meeting, and that's the beauty of participating in the meetings. The opportunities that this has given me is nothing short of miraculous. Today, guys, the title of the reading we're going to do today is Not Looking Back. It is based off of the Just for Today NA meditation, but I tailored it more specifically to me and just changed things to make it more applicable to people in general. So, Not Looking Back. Spiritual recovery offers a big chance from a life dominated by guilt and remorse. Spiritual recovery offers a big change from a life dominated by guilt and remorse. Our futures are changed because we don't have to avoid those we harmed, and as a result, we receive a new freedom that can end isolation. Many of us come into recovery full of regrets about our past. Sobriety is the first step in beginning to resolve those regrets. We examine our lives, we admit our wrongs, we make amends for them and sincerely try to change our behavior. In doing so, we find a joyous sense of freedom. No longer must we deny our past. Once we've made amends, what is done is truly over and gone. From that point on, where we came from ceases to be the most important thing about us. It's where we are going that matters. In recovery, we look forward. True, we live and stay clean just for today, but we find that we can start to set goals, dream dreams, and look forward to the joys a life in recovery has to offer. Sorry, guys, my writing's terrible. Looking forward keeps us centered in where we are going, not remorseful or regretful about our past. After all, it is hard to move forward if we don't stop looking back. And then the affirmation is, just for today, sobriety and my recovery program have freed me from regrets of my past. Today, I look forward to my new life in recovery. And that's absolutely true, guys. It's, something I've noticed. The people that put the best lives together, and I'm so fortunate and grateful to be considered amongst one of them today, are the people that are doing the most work to heal from the things. And it's early on, it can be tough and it can be overwhelming. That's why I share these lessons every day. I hope you can, get something out of these and find a way to tailor them to yourself. Because, guys, the people that I notice that don't tend to have the best recovery and don't always tend to make it the longest are those that are stuck in the same people, places, and things. And it's not that there's anything wrong with them, but sometimes it's really difficult to walk away from what we've known. And it's absolutely necessary, guys. You're not going to stay clean in a dirty environment. It's just life, Fortunately, and again, it's like, I had to go through some of the biggest pitfalls. I've been through hell, and I've lost everything over and over and over again. I don't wish that on anybody. But I'm very fortunate that I can look at the beauty of it, and the beauty of that is I was able to literally just lay everything down and walk away. I had nothing left that I really wanted to take with it. And if anything, I've gained back a lot of the things. And it's funny, my brother and I were talking last night, and he made a comment, or I made a comment, and he responded and said, it really always broke his heart when I would disappear, but at the same time, he respected the fact that as much as he knew when I would disappear, it's because I was out running amok and I was using and things weren't going great for me, but I would disappear rather than drag anybody else down with me. And I'm so happy I did that, because I'm able to salvage a lot of those relationships today, because they were, that's one thing I did. I'm not somebody that could, I couldn't steal from those I loved. I couldn't lie to people I loved. So I would just cut them out and walk away, and that's not great. But now that I'm in recovery, and I've come back to everything, it's allowed an easier transition for me, because I haven't had to make. I mean, believe me, there's plenty of amends I've had to make, but I didn't have to go, worrying about showing my face in front of friends and family and loved ones for having stolen money from them or things like that. Yeah, every once in a while I did something wrong, but I was never one to rip, rob, and steal, and I'm very fortunate for that. And again, if you have, it's just part of it, guys. Don't get me wrong. I ripped, robbed, and stole. I stole from stores, and but I was fortunate that I was never somebody to sit around and take from family or friends. And even my best friend Doug, who I talk about quite often on the channel because he's one of my biggest supporters, that the little situation I got with Massachusetts straightening out my license, there's a pretty good chance it's going to cost me $22,000 to make this go away. And we were talking last night, this is how the whole thing came up. Because of everything I'm doing today, he offered to pay half, which is amazing. It's a $10,000 bonus, and I'm hoping it doesn't come to that. I'm hoping things change and I can straighten some things out and not have to shell out that money. But I'm fully prepared to do so, because that's putting that last chapter of my life behind me, and it's something that absolutely needs to be done before something happens and catches up with me and something bad happens and I do something stupid and cause myself further grief, right? I have the ability to do so now, and I'm going to do so. But it was amazing to me to have him reach out, and when I questioned, I said, Doug, you've already done so much for me. You gave me the truck for next to nothing. I'm like, really? And he said, no, listen, he goes, you got to understand, he's in semi-retirement, and I run things for him up here, and he's like, having you talking about me up here clean and sober doing the work that I'm doing and loved by everybody the way that I am today is taking so much stress off his shoulders. He wants to do anything he can to ensure that I continue making forward. And he said, it's an investment on his peace of mind, knowing that something's not going to happen to me, and something bad's not going to happen. I'm not going to pull my license. I'm not going to be available. So he offered to pay half. Offered the $10,000 bonus, guys. And these are the things that have happened today because I've challenged myself to stand out in every situation. And it's funny, we just for him, I managed 30 apartments, and tenants, the people are so entitled these days that they can be tough to deal with. They're very, very demanding. They expect a lot. And the office manager isn't quite as kind as I am, isn't quite as giving as I am, and he constantly gets complaints about her from all these tenants. And he goes, but you know what, I've noticed, goes, no matter how much of an ass or how ridiculous anybody is, they love you across the board. And that's all he gets. People go out, he goes, in 25 years of doing this property, of renting to people, I've never had anybody call to tell me how good somebody treated them. They only call when there's a problem. He goes, Pat, that's the difference to you. I literally get multiple calls every week. Everybody that has an interaction with you calls me, just let him, hey, you got to keep this guy. He's absolutely amazing. And that's great. Guys, that's what happens when you stand out in every crowd. And then, again, people say to me all the time, well, what do you go so over and above? You just this, that, and the other. No, I do it for me because it makes me feel good. But that's what invites situations like a random phone call last night when he found out I got a show at $20,000. He offered to cover half of it. It's a $10,000 bonus. Nobody else would have got, but it's for the culmination of all the work that I've done over the last 8 months and really over the last 10 years. But it would never happen if I was, in fact, I'm clean and sober, and he knows I have the money, but he also knows I'm saving that to invest in property so I can have a long-term security. Guys, that's shocking to me, right? Talk about putting the wreckage of your past behind you, but I'm able to do that because I don't dwell on the mistakes that I made. I don't allow them to hold me back. Guys, I've done things like everybody else on jobs. I've gone to go empty dump trucks at 2 in the morning because the weigh station was open, and nodded out in the truck and was found there 6 hours later, damn near dead. Like all the contractors come to work in the morning and I'm over there look like an ass all night. But I've apologized for these things, and I've explained, hey, I had a problem, I had a drug problem, and yeah, it wasn't even that I was in there getting high, but I hadn't slept for days, and I finally got there, and I just dropped. And they know I'm being honest about that, because that's one thing I was, oh, no, I shouldn't say that. I made mistakes, and but I've made amends for them, and I don't have to dwell on them, and that's the key, guys. You get into recovery, you acknowledge the mistakes that you made, you make amends for them wherever possible, and then you share willingly with somebody else in a meeting, in a group, or whatever your situation looks like. And then when other people, when you get the relief of that, you let it go, and then you change that behavior, and then you're able to move on for it. And it's exactly what I've done. And I wish I had explained things better. That's why I'm taking the class at Harvard, and that's why I do this every day, because I continue to learn, and I continue to get better, and I can explain these things better. But I want to be able to put the steps down that I've done, so other people can do this. Because guys, it's amazing. I ran into a friend of mine, Zach. And Zach, if you're watching, hey bud, it's great to see you today. I haven't seen him at the meeting because he's got to change his life, and he's doing different meetings, and he's doing amazingly well. But he's stepping up with his life, and he's not always available to come on Friday. And I haven't seen him in probably a month. And literally, he was like, "Oh my God, like you've got a glow to you. You're always so happy. Just everything just radiates off you. You look 10 years younger. You look, you're looking more and more muscular constantly." Because I continue to do these things day in and day out, so I haven't plateaued at sobriety. I'm stepping into this beautiful new life, and everybody can, guys. It's about, but you can't do so if you're looking back, and that's what I see. The people that have the hardest time getting over things are the ones that are dwelling in the mistakes of their past, or the situations that they don't want to admit that they caused, or even just take their accountability in. Guys, you can't change somebody else's behavior, and you don't have to. You change your behavior, you change your thoughts, you change your vibration, your outward, your outward life, the way you talk about you do these things. First of all, you change how you feel about yourself by doing better things. So go to places that are positive, donate your time, help somebody else, be uplifting. Take the time to listen to somebody else that's having a hard time, that doesn't have it as fortunate as you. And just do good things, and you start to feel better about yourself. And then as you're feeling better about yourself, step up in another way. Try a little harder at work. Be kinder to your family. Like start standing out in every situation for just being better, because people have come to expect X from you, right? Give them X, Y, and Z, and do so consistently over time. We can't, and that's the problem with so many of us that have chased instant gratification for so long. We want to just put down the drug and expect fanfare and accolades every day. And when you first get sober, you're going to get that quite a bit. But then you've got to step it up to the next level, guys. So many of us want to just sit at that level and expect everybody to just every day cater to their needs because, hey, look, I got off the drugs. Well, guys, that's supposed to be the norm, okay? We've shed our deficiency. We're working on our disease. And that's amazing, and I give everybody so many accolades, and I give you so many applause, right? But step it up. Continue to work your program. And when you work your program, things get so much better, guys. Doors start flying open. People, when you do these things and they see your attitude changing and the person that you were dying, going away, and the new best version of you emerging, they will start to apply different things to your life for you. They'll look for opportunities. They'll look for things to share with you. They'll trust you more. They'll start giving you responsibility. And you've got to be appreciative and don't get overwhelmed. And that's the other thing, guys. You've got to set healthy boundaries too, because sometimes people get so happy for the work that you're doing that they want to offer you too much, and they might not know what else you have going on. So don't let yourself get overwhelmed, because it'll take a lot of us out that way as well. That's a mistake I've made in the past, and I'm very careful about that today. That's why I talk about being intentional, being open and honest, and that's the big difference today, guys. I tell people, whereas before, I just yes, and then, do the best I could, if you want to call it that, and not worry about it. Today, I'm responsible. I pick and choose what I can do. I try not to overload myself, and when an emergency comes up, I take care of the emergency, but I pick up the phone, and I call the people who are expecting me, and I say, listen, I'm going to be late, or I won't make it till tomorrow. And I will. Sometimes it's a matter of. Sometimes I have to do that to 7 calls. I might have to rearrange my entire day, but I'm able to make it make sense today because I've applied all these things to my life, and people are very understanding because they know I do a lot. But my work is quality enough that they still want me to come, even if I not make it, and I don't make it a point. If I move somebody off twice, I find a way to make sure that they get priority. I try to be fair to everybody. And it's not always easy, but it's always possible. God will never give you more than you can handle. And when you do these things, guys, you just continue to expand and get better and get bigger and bigger and better. And oh my God, there's no end to what's possible, guys. That you don't have to worry about what somebody else is doing, because it's not a limited supply. You don't have to look and say, well, he's doing so well that means there's not enough left for me. That's not the case. The universe will expand. God will literally create new situations just for you when you meet the qualifications to be there, when you're grateful for what you have and you're hungry for more, and you stand out and you show that you're able to handle it by being upbeat and happy and grateful and helpful to other people. The more you do, the more you're gonna get, guys. I promise you that. I'm not the boss of anything other than my own self and my business, but I'm telling you, this is absolutely what I've seen, and it continues to shock me on a daily basis. Every time I think things are so good, they couldn't possibly get better. Boy, do they get better. They just continue to get better because I'm continuing to challenge myself. I love the fact that every time I think, I've changed so much that I'm this new best version of me, but I openly admit that I've got a long way to go, because every time I do, I stop and I contemplate and say, okay, well, what else? Because I'm not anywhere near perfect. I mean, I would never claim anything like that. I know there's so much better that I can get. There's so much bigger I can do. There's so many more people I can help. There's so many people I can reach. There's so much better I can look at myself and I can feel about myself. So much stronger I can get physically. I know much healthier I can get. So I continue to look for ways to improve in all these areas. I look for ways to improve my conscious contact relationship with my higher power, whom I choose to call God. And because I do, it constantly gets better. And every time that gets better, I get a better opportunity. Somebody else sees me in a better light. I find another way to reach another person and make their life better. Guys, it is all symbiotic. It all comes together. And when you work it from every angle and you step up and challenge yourself to be better from every angle, you will be shocked at the miracles that will manifest and the ways the life will find to reward you for the work that you're doing. I promise you it will. Guys, that's the lesson for today. Happy Friday. Anybody in my home group watching, I love all you guys. Can't wait to see the new location. Looking forward to the new meetings. Guys, always remember, God loves you. I love you. Thank you so very much. We'll see you in the next one.